All right, question number 6, we want to simplify the difference quotient. All right, and so the difference quotient is f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, and we start out with f of x equaling 6x squared minus 7x plus 5. Okay, so first I'm going to start by plugging in x plus h for x, for the f of x plus h part, and then I'm going to subtract f of x, and then I'll start simplifying. All right, so this is going to be equal to, so I'm going to start with 6, replace x with x plus h, that is x squared, minus 7, and then it's going to be x plus h, and then plus 5, and then we have to subtract f of x, which is the whole expression. Put that in parentheses because that minus is going to get distributed. And then all over h. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify this part. So x plus h is a binomial. You're squaring it. You have to do FOIL. And we're going to distribute that 6. And then I'm also going to distribute a negative 7 throughout here. And then I will simplify all of that for the next step. So off to the side, I'm going to do 6, and then this is x plus h times x plus h, and then we have the minus 7x plus h. So I'm just working on simplifying this part. So you got to do order of operations, which you got to do distributive property first. So I'm going to bring down the 6, x times x, x squared, x times h, get a positive x times h. H times x, we can either say hx or xh. Since we already wrote it as hx, I'm going to write this one also as xh, plus another positive xh. And then we're going to do h times h, which is going to give us a positive h squared. I can simplify xh plus xh. That's going to give me 2xh. And then we're going to distribute the 6 throughout. So it's going to be 6x squared plus 12xh plus 6h squared. So that's going to be that first part simplified. And then if we distribute the negative 7 throughout here, we'll have a minus 7x minus 7h. And then we got the plus 5. So I'm going to add all of this in the position of here. So we got 6x squared plus 12xh plus 6h squared minus 7x minus 7h plus 5. And then over here we just distribute a negative, which will change all of these signs. So we have a minus 6x squared. Negative times a negative will be a positive 7x. Negative times a positive minus 5. All divided by h. Okay, so as we move to the next step, usually when you do the difference quotient, the second part, the f of x, usually cancels out completely, which you'll notice we got a positive 6x squared and a negative 6x squared. And then we're going to skip the h term. We have a negative 7x. We also have a positive. They will cancel out. Skip the h term. We got a positive 5 and a negative 5. So all three of these will cancel with 3 of those. So I'm going to simplify that on this next line. So the 6x cancels, leaving me with a 12xh plus 6h squared. The 7x will cancel with positive 7x, leaving the minus 7h. And the 5 will cancel, and all of this is divided by h. Looks like an n. It's a h. Alright, and the next step, everything on the top has an h, so I can factor out an h. So if I factor out an h, that's going to leave me with 12x plus 6h minus 7. And then h on the bottom, h will divide out, leaving me with 12x plus 6h minus 7 as my final answer for the difference quotient. Now there's two parts to this problem. Part 1 wants you to find f of x plus h, which is this part less the plus 5 that I didn't bring down. So this is the first part. Or we can say that this right here is the first part. It's the same piece. And then once you simplify everything, this will be our final answer. So I'm going to plug all of that in. 6x squared. And I'm using shift and 6 to do the exponent, in case you want to do the button pushing instead of having to go down here and click the exponential button. 12xh minus 7x minus 7h plus 5. Okay, so this is the f of x plus h part first. And then once we simplify the whole expression, we ended up with 12x, 6h minus 7. I got a z in there somehow. Change that to x.